So welcome to Blender, and once you open Blender, this is the first thing you're going to see. Blender can do several things. 2D animation, sculpting. This is actually 3D animation. You could also create a 3D model in here that could then be 3D printed. It's a lot of things you can do with Blender. But right now, in the beginning here, you're just going to click on video editing because that's what we're going to focus on. As you can see, it brings you to the video editor. So the first thing that you need to do is know where your file is. So I will select all of this and I will choose my D drive because that's where it is. And then you are going to find the folder where it is stored. So I took a quick video of me playing some Minecraft. Not really quick, it was 40 minutes, but I'm using that as my example. So the first thing that you're going to learn is how to cut. So we'll add this movie strip. Okay. And now, so you see the time. Okay. So if we're looking at the time here, I can't move my window, which is problematic. So my video recorder does not like when I change the size of the window. Good to know. So anyway, first off, when I click these two different things, my properties over here change. So as you can see, when I click the blue one, this is the video, and when I click the green one, that is the soundtrack. Okay, so that's the first thing you want to recognize when it comes to that. So now the second thing you want to recognize is this timestamp 74559. Okay, you may not be able to see my calculator opening because my recorder also doesn't let me change to another program, so that's okay. What I'm doing is I'm taking 74559, which is that number that you see there, and I am dividing that by 60 seconds. Okay, and that is I'm sorry, incorrect. Sorry. Hold on. Let's go step one. Frame rate is 29.97. There is math involved in this because we're going to be making cuts and we're going to be making edits. So what you're viewing here is the number of frames that exist in this thing. So for argument's sake, let's just say 30 frames per second. So I'm going to change it to 30 frames per second. Okay. So now if I come over here and I take 74559 and I divide that by 30, okay, that's how many seconds I have. I have 2,485 seconds. I divide that by 60, and that's how many minutes I have, 41 minutes. And 41 minutes is the length of my video, so that is correct. And these are the numbers you have to keep in mind when you're going to do this advanced editing. So first, we want to add a transition. Okay, so when I open up this video, I want to add a fade. Okay, I want to fade in and out. There's actually a lot of things you can do. Gaussian blur, glow. I mean, guys, there's no limit to what you can do with this program. The only limit is your imagination. For very advanced stuff, you can go to YouTube and start watching it. I'm going to keep this simple because this is just an intro class. So we're just going to do a simple fade in and a simple fade out. Okay, we're going to add the fade in first. Okay. So it added fade. Oop, it went away too quick. It did say it added it though. I saw it. But we need to find the. Let me see. Okay, so as you can see, when I move it, It does fade. Actually, I did add that pretty good. So I'm gonna let that roll with that. Okay. So now the other thing is I don't want this to be a 40. Oh, here it is. Blend opacity, transform. So here's the fade options. But from what I saw, it looked pretty good. So I'm gonna leave that alone. So actually, let me play that. Okay. That didn't look too bad. The only thing is that it starts like this, and then it goes into a fade. So I'm not a big fan of that. I might want to cut off that first piece. So let's see. Yeah. So we're gonna cut. Okay. So I'm gonna show you how to cut. In Blender, you actually just go to where you want. So like right here is where I would actually want my video to start, and I'll hit K. And as you can see, now it has separated that first piece from the second piece. Okay, and it didn't do it on that. So hold on, I gotta go back. I gotta hit Control Z so it goes back. Okay. No, that's still Control Z. Yeah. Okay. Now it's all one piece. You have to make sure that you have both of these selected. Okay, now they're both selected, and now I'll hit K. So that way it cut it off both of them. So I'm just going to delete that little piece of this strip, yes. Click, hit delete, erase the strip, yes. Now I'll select them both again and move them back to the one spot. Okay, so now actually I went too far. Yeah, I went too far. Right there. Okay, so now when I hit play, actually play doesn't work, it's not rendered. As you can see, it'll zoom in and it starts off nothing and it goes in there. So that's a nice little transition. So that's how you do that transition. Okay. Now I don't want to have a 40-minute video in my first day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this short. So once again, we look. So we want, I don't know, I say 10 seconds, right? So you can see the fade in and then maybe the first couple steps that I take. So that's going to be 300. So up here, where it says it ends at 250, that's actually not bad, but we'll go to 300. 30 frames per second, that's 3 seconds, right? So, I'm sorry, 3,000. 3,000, sorry, 3,000. We want to go to 3,000 because I want 10 seconds. 30 frames per second. The numbers get a little big for my brain, so I have to actually do the math, which is fine, right? So if I want 10 seconds times 30 frames per second, that is 300. Okay, so 300 is correct. I only want 10 seconds. Okay, I was right the first time. So there we go, 300. That'll give us 10 seconds. And that should end that clip. So I'm going to now render this. Okay, so here's the next trick, is rendering. To render your scene once you have completed it, this is a little bit of paying attention. So literally follow the steps I give you in this video. First, you have your output here. Okay, that's what we're focusing on, the output. So I'm going to scroll up so that way output is as big as you can have. I first want to click on this folder because I need to tell it which folder to go to. So that's going to go data, and that's going to go where I am putting the school work. Okay, so we'll call this transition tutorial. Okay, and I'm going to hit accept. So now it's going to name it that and it's going to put it there. I don't want a PNG. I want a MPEG video. Okay, FF MPEG video. So that's what it's going to save it as now. And make sure that it's RGB because that's color as opposed to black and white. Then you're going to pull down encoding because you're making a video. You want that video to be an MPEG-4, MP4. That's what a video is. Okay, and then it's going to say, okay, what kind of video do you want? I like high quality videos. Your computer may not be powerful enough, or the higher the quality, the longer the render time. So if your computer is not good enough to do it, or you're having problems rendering, then bring the quality down. Okay, I'm going to leave my encoding speed at good. Frame rate is good, or keyframe interval, that's fine. I'm not worried about that. Audio, you want to pick audio, otherwise. So audio is going to be MP3. So this way it will actually play the music that is in the background. There's no music in the background. I think it's me talking, but that's okay. When I do add a soundtrack, I want that. So either way, I want to hear it. Okay. There is no metadata. Post-processing is fine. So really, video, audio. So you're dealing with output, encoding, video, and audio. That's it. Once you have that, you're going to hit render animation. And then it will do this thing where it's going through each frame and actually rendering it for you. When this process is over, your video should be done. So I'm going to stop now to give my computer a little more processing power to do that video, and I'll be back. So before I play this video, you can see this is a 10-second clip, so that's exactly what I wanted. 30 frames per second for 10 seconds, that's 300 frames. And when I press play, there it goes, it faded in. And that's it. I mean, the rest of it is the video going. Alright, so this is... Okay, so I'm not going to play the whole video. But that's it. And I just wanted to show you how to create that transition for your first video. So that's what you want to do right now. Make a video, any video. It doesn't have to be a crazy video. Just practice using that transition.